Our next speaker, Senator Uchelilian Ekwunife. I hope we have her on the. We have her now. Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right, just hold on. Yeah, Senator, just hold on a bit. Yeah. I'm very excited about that. She's able to make it here. We just want to appreciate you for taking the time because I know you're quite very busy. She's going to be talking today about the economic protocol multiplier, women leaders converting power into opportunities and partnerships. This is a very key area, and she's going to do justice to that. Just to say a few things about Senator Oche. She's the international president of the Global Women Council for Political and Parliamentary Leaders. She's a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, representing the Anambra Central Senatorial District of Anambra State. She has served as the chairman, Senate Committee on Science and Technology within the periods of 2019 to 2023. She's committed to accountability, transparency, and she upholds integrity. We are very proud of her, and we are so excited that she's here. Senator, you have the floor, please.
Thank you very much, Patricia. First of all, I would like to appreciate you for, giving me this great opportunity to be part of this very important conference. But as a word of correction, I was senator that represented Anambra Central in the 9th Senate. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Well, the theme given to me today is empowering Africa's global presence and also the economic protocol multiplier as regards to women leaders across Africa and across the globe. First of all, I am very profoundly honored to be part of this today and to address this 2025 Africa Protocol online conference. My team today is the Economic Protocol Multiplier, women leaders converting soft power into opportunities and partnerships. First of all, I would like to take the bullet points, starting with redefining power and influence. While we live in an area where global influence is no longer measured solely by military might or financial strength, influence today is equally defined by our ability to connect, our ability to empathize, and our ability to mediate and innovate across borders. These attributes, the essence of soft power, are not ornamental. They are foundational to sustainable economic and diplomatic success. Around the world, women leaders are transforming these intangible strengths into measurable outcomes, creating prosperity, partnership, and progress. Let us begin with the concept itself. The economic protocol multiplier is the capacity to convert goodwill into tangible things you can see, starting from trust and networks, the very essence of soft power, into frameworks that generate returns in trade, returns in investments, and returns in innovation and cooperation. It is not merely about signing agreements. It's about seeing tangible things after signing those agreements. It is about creating conditions where those agreements flourish into lasting multi-sector partnerships in different businesses. Soft power in this context is the art of attraction rather than coercion. It is the influence we wield when others admire and emulate our values, culture, and policies. In practice, it is about building trust before transactions, relationships before results. The next slide, please. Throughout history, women have stood at the forefront of social and economic transformation, often undervalued, yet indispensable. Research consistently affirms that when women are empowered, communities thrive, economies expand, corruption reduces, and societies become more resilient. Women leaders bring collaboration, they bring empathy, they also innovate, all essential qualities for translating soft power into tangible economic outcomes that can benefit the world. As a senator and as a former member House of Representatives and current president of the Global Women Council for Political and Parliamentary Leaders, I have witnessed firsthand women's leadership transform whispers of potential into roars of progress. Myself and some of my colleagues, of course, I am witness to all of that. From negotiating trade protocols in multilateral forums to championing local cooperatives and export African creativity to the world, women are the true multipliers, converting cultural diplomacy into measurable economic gains. But there are challenges and opportunities too. Yet challenges persist and they will always be there, but they are surmountable. Patriarchal structures continue to limit women's participation at negotiation tables, with only 25% of African diplomatic posts currently held by women. Digital divides deepen the gap as rural women entrepreneurs struggle to access e-protocol platforms and also access capitals. But therein lies opportunity. Empowering women leaders unlock a multiplier effect that turns obstacles into competitive advantages and chances. Africa's women are the unsung diplomats of our generation. From Ellen Johnson to a blessing presidency in Liberia, of course, which the whole world can acknowledge to what she achieved as a president of Liberia, to Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, who is doing the whole world proud. Her leadership at the World Trade Organization. Women, so many countless women have redefined what it means to lead. Our diplomacy is holistic. We build bridges, not just between nations, but between generations, sectors, and history. Next slide, please. Under the African Union's Agenda 2063, industries such as Nollywood, Afrobeats, and African fashion collectively generate over $6.4 billion annually. Women are driving these successes. Media pioneers like Mo Abudu broker cooperation treaties that attract foreign direct investment, while fashion icons like Tebe Magugu turn African motifs into global brands, merging culture with commerce. The next slide. Now we have case studies from soft power to economic gains. How do we convert soft power to economic gains? One, Nigeria's tech sisterhood. Through platforms like She Leads Africa, women entrepreneurs have transformed soft power networks into over $50 million in venture capital via Afri Protocol forums. A Lagos-based fintech led by a female CEO secured a UAE partnership that expands remittance services for over 1 million African migrants. What a huge conversion of soft power to gains. Kenya's Flower Protocol, women horticulturists, spearheaded Kenya's EU trade negotiations under the Economic Partnership Agreement, boosting flower exports to €1 billion annually. Through Blooming Africa, festivals in Brussels, they humanized African trade, securing fair trade certifications that increased export value and market loyalty. South Africa's wine diplomacy, women ventures in Western Cape, leveraged BRICS summits to forge joint ventures with Brazil and India. Their storytelling through wine tourism boosted revenues by 30%, created 10,000 jobs and even over 10,000 jobs as of today, and positioned South Africa as a global enology hub. These examples reveal a clear pattern. When women leaders identify soft power levers, culture, empathy, and resilience, and transform them into engines of economic growth and economic empowerment. According to UN Women, for every $1 invested in women-led diplomacy, the return is huge. It's usually above $7 in socioeconomic impact. So you can imagine what women can do when they have more soft powers. So that said, can you go to the next slide? What matters now and why this matter? The global economy stands at an inflection point shaped by climate change, digital disruption, and growing inequality. In this context, leadership models built solely on competition and dominance will fail. We need leadership that multiplies value, leadership anchored in empathy, leadership anchored in collaboration, and leadership anchored in vision. Women are not just participating in this evolution, they are defining it on daily basis globally. From ministries to multinationals, from startups to parliaments, they are providing that influence when grounded in compassion and executed with precision, creates momentum that endures beyond any single transaction. The next, please. The task before us is to recognize the economic protocol multiplier, not merely as a leadership concept, but as a continental strategy. We must act decisively and collectively by one, advocating gender parity in all African continental free trade area, negotiation teams, targeting 50% representation by 2027, and integrating soft power metric into diplomatic training programs. Launching an Afro Women Protocol Fund seeded by the African Export-Import Bank to finance women-led creative and trade ventures alongside virtual mentoring platforms that bridge digital divides. The next, please. Developing a soft power index for African women leaders to track conversations from cultural exchanges to economic deals, audited annually under Afri Protocol. Engaging the African diaspora through global sisters networks that transform remittances into structured investment partnerships, ensuring that young women inherit both opportunity and agency. There are not lofty ideas. These are not lofty ideas. They are strategic imperatives. A geopolitical landscape shift from US-China tensions to Europe's green transactions, Africa's soft power, amplified through women's leadership, can secure our place as indispensable partners on the world stage. And the women that are in soft power, of course, have shown that we can achieve this within a very short period. The next slide, please. A call to action. Distinguished audience, the economic protocol multiplier is Africa's secret weapon, a force through which women's soft power births opportunity without boundaries. It is the bridge between our ancient storytelling traditions and tomorrow's blockchain treaties. The spark that transforms community dialogues into billion-dollar partnerships. Let us therefore commit not to tokenism, but to transformation, to elevate women leaders as architects of prosperity, to converting soft power into sustainable partnerships that feed families, employ our youths, grow our economy, and dignify our continent. Together, we will not just empower Africa's global presence, we will define needs. Let me first of all thank you again, the Afro Protocol Conference organizers, especially my sister, Patricia, for this great platform and for this great opportunity to be part of this epoch-making event. May our deliberations today multiply into decisive action, grow our economy, and enhance more women empowerment. Ubuntu calls us prosperity awaits. But in my Igbo language, I will say to you, Ndewo. Ndewo means thank you very much.
Thank you.
God bless Africa.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, this is so brilliant. This is so beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for this presentation. It's so compelling in terms of what women are doing, and you've given a real analysis of the transformative role of women leaders in shaping Africa's continental strategy. And I think you've really done a very deliberate, I will use that word, what we should be looking at in terms of your looking forward and the forward look in terms of how we influence
Yeah.
converting soft power into these tangible opportunities, partnerships, and sustainable growth. And I just think it's important, really. That's why we highlight this conference. Looking at the African Union agenda for women, and there's need for empowerment in empowering women, which you've emphasized, and also looking at the soft power as a strategy is also very important in terms of job creation, in terms of cultural diversity and economic innovation. And you've mentioned all this, and I think it's so important that you've given us a right direction in terms of how we harness
Future is
our
here.
thoughts going forward. So thank
Yeah.
you so much for this beautiful
Is there no question?
yeah, just hold on. Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
but because I'm not sure the moderators can look and see if there are any questions. Otherwise, we can always get the questions across to you. But the one question in my mind, which I will ask, is this: from the International Center for Protocol and Diplomacy, we have the Women in Diplomacy project, which we're and in terms of the SDGs and how we promote women when it comes to protocol and diplomacy. So my question is, how open are you and your organization and network you run, looking at collaborations and partnerships? Is this something you consider as a way we can work together to promote this? Because it's quite very important for us. Recently, we've had programs where we train different states and organizations and things like that, and you find out that you find just one woman in the many men coming for a training, for example. You have just one woman.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have in some of the trainings we've done. So I think it's an area. So I would like to know how open you are when it comes to collaborations and partnerships. We'll be happy to really work with yourselves. Yeah.
I'll be very much interested in having collaborations and partnerships, to grow the organization and also to empower more women to be in a position and be exposed. We need to expose our women. We need our women to understand that sometimes they don't have to sit there waiting for someone to give you the front seat. You must make yourself available in the front seat for you to be recognized and for you to be appreciated and for you to be part of the decision making. Yeah,
Okay.
will.
All right.
Mhm.
Okay, that's fine. We'll come to for your feedback. Thank you so much. I'm not sure,
Thank
Agnes
you.
and do we have any other questions on the platform?
Uh, there are just comments really. I've seen from Minabai Sebofian. So great to have you join us, Senator Uche. And then Yaga Mustafa
Future.
says, excellent, Senator Uche, with much respect. Nice session. And then say, I'd also love to get a copy of Beyond the Handshake. Okay, that's I'd love, and he says, good to have you, Senator, and our chairman, Senate Committee on Science and Technology, somebody said. And then there's some thank you to Philippa Lawrence as well. And a wonderful presentation, Senator. And then somebody said, societies become more resilient when women are empowered. Well said, Senator Uche. So thank you so much.
And
These are
then
some of the
somebody
comments
said,
on there.
I thought I should read this one. This is coming from Faye from the US. He
Yeah.
says, women leaders continue to show how cultural intelligence empathy and resilience can drive national and global change. So this is really a big topic. Probably we should
Yeah.
discuss it standalone. So get ready. All right. Thank you so much, Senator. And we'll